Welcome to the Next CamPain. My name is Nate, and today we are reviewing God of War. I've broken down all video games into 8 specific categories to judge and base whether or not you should buy it. So I keep hearing reviews for God of War and how amazing it is, a masterpiece of our generation. So I bought it, played it for a couple of hours, and I wanted to break it down. Here are the 8 categories for which I think video games should be judged on. Now, if you totally disagree with that, leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm just gonna keep this brief and let you know exactly why you should not play or buy this game. And the story revolves around Kratos, the main character from the original series. Kratos is a recently widowed husband and father again, and his late wife wants him to spread her ashes from the tallest peak, from the tallest mountain, whatever. The intro is very somber. I'm looking for something happy. I'm looking for something to make me feel good. I don't want any of this emotional shit that will tear my heart apart in the first 2 minutes. Who the fuck wants to play that emotionally charged, meaningful, and heartfelt and relatable quest? Those are so overrated. I would rather be dead inside. For the objectives and stories, I'm gonna give it a very low score of 15 points. Character development. This is not the same Kratos that we know and love from the previous games. This is an old, reserved, quiet, and disciplined Kratos. So boring from the last model. And then there's his son. Atreus is very childlike. I just don't like the idea of a child being a child. I don't need to see Kratos struggling to raise his son while keeping his dark and epic past a secret from him. And I honestly don't even need to see a resentful son trying his best to gain the approval of his father. I don't need to see the characters growing from their flawed perceptions into a stronger and more relatable and lovable character. It's so annoying to the point where I'm actually starting to develop an emotional connection. I'm sure you don't need that either. So that's why I'm giving character development a low score of 15 points. World Immersion. You definitely want to stay away from this game if you don't want to deal with the tedious and mundane tasks of traveling from one fantastical magical realm to another that is different in a lot of ways. And you definitely want to stay away from this game if you don't want to sift through the culturally rich trove of codex entries and journal entries of all the Norse mythological creatures or the Norse pantheon. I mean, all that shit is mandatory, so you have to sit there and every time Atreus records something in that journal, you have to read every fucking page of it. It's too much! Wait a minute, those are not mandatory? Oh shit, I've read like every one. Alright, let me finish The World Serpent, and then I'm gonna stop reading it. I feel like I'm being fair with this, with its very low score of 15 points. Our next category is the score. I'm talking about the score, the music, that love-making, sweet, gelatinous sounds. I mean, I really hate it when this game throws you a surprise emotional scene that actually gets me thinking about my purpose and my emotions and my relationships in life. And then that fucking score comes up and sneaks on you and just like someone grabbing you by the butt. And then all of a sudden you just start crying, and I don't need that from a game. You know, sometimes I don't even hear the score because I'm way too distracted about all the amazing graphics. Which leads me to my next point. Graphics and gameplay. To be honest, is the only good thing about this game. The gameplay is very smooth and fluid. One action leads to the next very seamlessly. And the detail in every little bit, Kratos' muscles, his old man beard, all of the water, even the little itty bitty crabs that are crawling across the beach. When Kratos like rips someone apart or hacks them in half. Every little detail you can see it, which makes the game so savage and brutal. If you got youngins' parents, don't let them touch this game. You shouldn't be touching this game either. I will give a generous, what's the maximum amount of points I can give this category? 10? Are we giving the other categories 15 points? What's the maximum for the other categories? Side quest, like my side bitch. I'm just kidding, I don't have a side bitch. I'm too lazy and broke for that shit. Because I wasted my money on this game. Too many goddamn side quests. Sometimes you find a treasure map and then that leads you to a place with a picture that you see and you're like, oh shit, I recognize this picture. Or sometimes you're just collecting random shit you find from strangers' bodies. And sometimes those annoying ass supporting characters come in with a very creative story and request, oh hey, can you go find this large badass dragon that may or may not eat you and bring me back his foot or something. I'll make you something in return. I mean, it's the same old shit from all the other video games. You just go from one place to the other, find this, take this, solve this puzzle. The puzzles are actually fucking cool. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give this set category a much lower score with 7 points. Seventh category is replayability. How much value can you get out of this game? There's a lot more tedious and annoying shit in here, like skill trees where you can level up using experience points, and then throughout the game you're collecting hack silver and other resources to upgrade all of your shit. Literally all of your shit. You have shit in your hands and then on your arms and then you have shit all in your body. You just have to upgrade all that shit. You could funnel all of your experience and all of your resources into one specific playstyle. I guess if you get really bored and you have to play this again, you could try a different skill tree. So there's a lot of replayability in here, so I guess I can give it a generous score of 9 points, more or less. And lastly, to wrap it all up, we're gonna go over how challenging is this game. So if you want just a story and you don't want any challenge at all because you're a fucking piece of shit, you can. And I usually love a challenge, so I try to do the second hardest difficulty, and I fucking died over and over again. It was not cool. You can choose how often you want to die, and isn't that fun? Isn't that so much fun? Isn't that so much fun? So fuck it, I don't know, just give challenging 10 points, whatever, fucking shit. So let's recap very briefly how many points each category received. And let's add that all up. Alright, that's cool. And that's like out of what? Out of 1,000 points? 100 points? I did not expect it to get that high. After much consideration and after reviewing this game, you really shouldn't buy it if you are turned off by everything that I said earlier in the review. Or if you completely disagree with the way that I categorize and the way I judge video games, let me know in the comment section below. If you got the time and you don't really care to play the game but you want to see the first few hours of it, you can check out my Let's Play of God of War. If there's also another video game that you want me to review and or play through, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed my review of God of War for the PlayStation 4 by Santa Monica Studios, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to get any notifications about any of my future videos, hit that bell icon. Ding, 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 ding. If you want to see more videos from my channel about video games or Let's Plays or any more reviews, subscribe to the Next CamPain. We are always looking for a video game with the best story and which games have the best value for your bucks. Thank you again for joining me for a review for God of War. I will see you in the next campaign.